to episode number 2 of the Growing Kindness podcast. My name is Grace and I am your host. I plan to put a new episode each week, and when I thought of the podcast topic for this week, I already had a topic in mind, which is about our internal and external energy sources and how it affects our mood throughout the day. It will be an interesting topic. However, I had to change the topic for this week's episode, and it's because of the dream I had early this morning. And for reference, I am recording this episode on the 19th of May. I had the most weird, crazy, scary, and also vivid dream, and thank goodness it was morning already and I was woken up by the birds in the backyard. The native birds here are my personal alarm clock, and I love hearing them first thing in the morning. So thank you goodness for you birdies this morning. Thank you for waking me up. Anyway, my dream was about a really, really big snake. And when I say big, I mean its body is around about 20 centimeter round. So it's like a bowl. It's not quite as big as a dinner plate. If you think of a dinner plate, that's what it was like. It was big, and I couldn't even tell how long it was because half of its body was still underground through a sewer drain. So in my dream, I had one of my sisters and her 4 kids, which aged between 2 to 12 years old. And we were in a house on a train track with a cemented road on the side, and it had a sewer drain. And it's really weird, like I don't know the place. And while I was playing with my nephews and nieces, I was like looking at this train track, and I could see a movement and spotted a snake, and I told my eldest nephew to grab his siblings because there was a snake. I didn't know how big the snake really was until it pops its head and it started slithering towards me and my nephews and niece, and it stood straight in front of us, and it was really scary. And it started sniffing around our hands, and it was looking for a particular scent, and I was thinking of a way out, but I didn't know how. I was stuck in there and I didn't know what to do, and then I woke up, and that was my dream. So I woke up panting, and I could hear my heartbeat, and I was so scared. I want to ask, have you ever experienced of having a bad dream or being on a challenging situation in your dream, but it kind of was okay because somehow you know that you are the main character and you always come out on the other side? You ever experienced that? Because I know I have, but this particular dream about this snake is so different. And I just felt so powerless. But anyway, so after I woke up, I stayed in bed for about 15 minutes thinking and processing what just happened, and kept telling myself that it was just a dream and I am safe and my nephews and my niece are safe. And then I just went quiet and stopped the thoughts and had a moment of complete surrender and appreciation. It was really an appreciation to witness such a majestic creature. Its color was beige, and it was silky and shiny and soft, and honestly, it was quite beautiful. And I know that sounds crazy and weird, but and although it was just a dream, it was quite real it was quite a real experience, and my body was experiencing it. I woke up panting, and my breathing was so fast, and I was really scared, and I could hear my heartbeat. So, and I know many of us doesn't like snakes and it scares people, but to see a snake of that size out of nowhere, and whether or not a snake of that size exists in real life, it was kind of irrelevant because, again, like I said, it was like a real experience. And what I meant by complete surrender is that I was referring to life itself, to let life be and surrender to it. And after that, I envisioned myself walking on a pathway and thinking of how vulnerable we humans are in a force of nature. And so, okay, now let's talk about the relevance of this dream in the realm of kindness, which is what this podcast is all about. To me, I would like to make this dream, or I would like this dream to serve as a humble reminder that we, being human, are just that. We are human beings. And yes, we humans are also a force of nature, and there is nothing like us when it comes to creativity and our ability to build and develop a state-of-the-art or whatever it is in all areas of industry. But hey, we are also the most destructive creatures in the planet, unfortunately. We get so caught up on the material world, and we became so self-centered and egoic, and we are so good at discriminating one another. But guess what? Nature doesn't really discriminate. COVID doesn't discriminate. Typhoons, earthquakes, floods, and all other natural disasters certainly doesn't discriminate, and it does not choose which part of the world it hits, right? And sometimes we think we are so invincible, but nature does not discriminate. Not at all. And we as humans and all other beings, all other living beings, one day, we will reach the end of our journey, and you know where that is, right? You know where we're going. Now, I would like to focus on the most powerful aspect of being human, and that is our ability to love, to be kind, to be compassionate, and to be caring. But why? Why be loving, kind, be compassionate, and be caring? Why? Well, it's because at the end of our journey in this lifetime, the only thing that really matters is the impact we have made with our actions and how much we have lived. So are we living a meaningful and impactful life? And I'm not talking about a big actions, or grand gesture, but it's about our daily life. Are we being kind to ourselves and to others? Are we being thoughtful with our actions? And are we setting a good example to our children and to the future generation? The world is already as bad as it is right now. Imagine what will happen in the next generation, in the next, 100 years. And so let's journey through this life with a special kind of kindness and keep spreading love and compassion. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, there is an end to it all. And what better way to live and reach the end goal, the end, whatever you call it, the destination, the final destination, our end, the end of our journey, to really feel that you have lived a life of a person that is kind, compassionate, loving, and caring. So yeah, that is all for this week's episode, and thank you so much for listening, and I hope you get something out of it, and I hope you support the podcast, share the podcast episode, and like I said, I really wanted to grow a community and share a life through podcasting. So thank you, and I'll see you next week. Mwah.